We've begun the build-up to the final assault against the self-appointed Emperor Jumpok by working alongside L'Rell, Martok, Adet Pa and Je'ula. Rather than ally with his biggest detractors and opponents, we've opted to unify a myriad of smaller houses against him to show that L'Rell is a capable leader in her own right. To begin with, we launched a rescue attempt on the ancient House of Kang and saved their leader, but they will need time to recover their forces, many of which have been seized by the mercenary forces loyal to Jumpok. In the meantime, we are making best speed to help House Korath at the Focus system, which is a small but rising house that stands openly defiant against Jumpok's dissolving of the High Council. This has led them to becoming the target for Karl's Mokai Klingon virus attacks, which can disable the computers of their vessels, a virus to which Adet Pa has the cure. Now we have an alliance with Kang, our position is less flimsy and hopefully will be seen as an attempt to aid like-minded houses out of honour and respect instead of pity or appeasement. Klingon politics, so heavily tied to their honour and intent.
From what I can tell, Akar has infected these ships with a virus similar to the one he used to destroy the Lukara. It renders them defenseless and unable to move, while every critical system begins to break down and fail. Eventually, the systems regulating their antimatter containment fields will fail. I think you know what happens after that.
Yep, the antimatter leaks, comes into contact with matter, and boom. Can you stop this?
Yes, I have started to modify the countermeasures we have used before when dealing with Akar's little tricks. They should be ready by the time we reach those vessels.
Remain vigilant as we approach those vessels. I have studied recent records of battle. Akar has used remotely controlled ships as bombs before.
Just what I was thinking. As we close in on the two disabled Korath escorts, we do it slowly. In the past, House Mokai has used disabled ships to leave them as lures. While the matriarch of House Mokai has since sided with us, her own house has split, so Akar may be employing the same tactic here, especially if he was aware we would be coming to help House Korath. Sure enough, as we close into the ships against the backdrop of the planet, Adet Pa signals incoming enemies.
Enemy ships inbound, on an attack vector.
We, the Corps and the Katinga, engage the enemy forces, and this wave at least goes down quickly.
Countermeasures are ready. Use them to restore the Korath vessels.
We close in on the disabled Korath ships and upload our counter software, giving them back control of their own ships.
I do not know how you did it, and I do not care. My ship is ready for battle once more.
Captain Benar, not the head of Korath, but it's a start. There are more to help.
Yes, and Jumpok's loyalists may return as well. Only this time, their cowardly tricks will not work. I thought Admiral deferred to be an honorable warrior, but he is just as treacherous as his Emperor. Bah! If he shows his face again, I will make it uglier for him!
Well, you certainly don't lack for enthusiasm. Come on then, it'll be an honour to fight at your side.
It's him! Admiral Devar!
Benar points out the new wave of hostiles that's just arrived, and the flagship of Devar, the IKS Morak. While the other vessels fall quickly, his flagship takes more of a beating, and he chooses to retreat when the tides turn against him. To be fair, I'm fine with this outcome. It gives us a chance to help the other remaining Korath vessels, and mobilise our forces before he inevitably returns.
I shall return!
Reading a containment field collapsed on one of the Korath vessels!
Well, one of the vessels.
We were too late for most of them. Some escape pods were able to reach a safe distance before the end. One vessel remains. Do we have enough time to save them?
I don't know how much time we've got. Adet Pa, what's the status on the remaining Korath vessel?
They're doing what they can against the virus. We have some time before their core systems reach a critical state.
Understood.
Do not abandon the warriors in escape pods. You have time. Rescue them, so they may fight on as warriors. Right now, you need to save the ones who need your help the most.
Very well. Prepare to conduct rescue operations.
Very good. Transporter rooms stand by and prepare medical teams to receive wounded.
An enemy force just dropped out of warp.
Oh, what perfect timing. We leave the bulk of the battle to our allied ships while we beam aboard the survivors from many of the escape pods as we can. There are 5 at least to reach and secure. To begin with, the only ships we engage are the ones that are actively targeting us. But fortunately our allies prove up to the task, giving us enough cover to save them all.
That's the last of them. It's time to restore the last Korath vessel.
We follow up by transmitting our counter software to the last Korath ship.
I am Cryptic, son of Gatral. I lead the forces of House Korath in this system. Your assistance is appreciated, but the battle isn't over yet.
Explain?
Admiral Dever will not give up so easily. When he said he would return, he meant it, and he will come with reinforcements. I will not allow him to take this system.
What do you propose, Captain? We'll help out.
Now that you have restored our ships, we will make our stand here.
I was hoping for more.
Captain, while I appreciate your courage, you must realize your forces are in no shape to engage Dever. Such a battle is unwise. You should withdraw.
Dever is powerful, but he is not invincible. My ship may be damaged, but even a dreadnought can't survive the explosion from a warp core breach at point-blank range. I am prepared to deliver that fatal blow.
You're going to park on top of him and trigger a self-destruct.
It is his duty to defend this system by any means necessary. He wishes to lead his forces to victory as a warrior born. You could leave him to his fate. Without our ships, his fleet will probably lose the battle. With our aid, however, victory could be found, along with a new ally.
I understand. Your counsel is appreciated, Laurel, even if the lesson you teach is a bitter one. Captain Gatrak, we will remain in the system and fight by your side, to the end.
Very well. Honor to you and your house, matriarch. Today we will rid the stars of Dever and his lackeys. Qupla!
I'm sure I'm not the first Starfleet officer to go. Klingons.
Attention, enemy forces! Out of respect for your courage, I offer you the chance to quit this system and surrender it to the authority of Emperor Jempok. Remain, and I shall give you the honor of a warrior's death.
Unfortunately, the Federation doesn't exactly recognize Jempok's status as Emperor. Also, these guys aren't going to give up either, so we begin by targeting his supporting vessels and whittling down the amount of enemy cannons that are pointing our way before turning on the Dreadnought, IKS Marek, but we're forced to disengage quickly, however, as moving from one target to the next was a little too greedy. When that Dreadnought turns its attention against us, it can do a significant amount of damage. Fortunately, it is very slow, even when compared to the Armiger's turn speed, and we're able to pull away back out of range, repair, and then dive back in. But we made a dent in his shielding, and unwilling to let the opportunity slip by, Captain Gatrak makes his run.
Admiral, they're on a collision course!
Evasive action!
There's no time!
Brace for him!
While that takes out the Dreadnought, the remaining Imperial vessels are still around to deal with.
Gatrak and his crew died with honor. Soon they will be with Talis and Stovacor, singing songs of glory and victory. You have our thanks. Without your strength, we would have been defeated.
True, we were proud to fight by his side and give him the means to secure his honor.
Indeed. But now, Dever and his fleet were critical to Jempok's plan for this sector. Without them, House Korath will be able to maintain control here.
That is certainly true, but the fight is not done.
Agreed. With the loss of Gatrak, I am now in command of our forces here. Know that you can rely on us when the time comes. Until then, we will await your call to glorious battle. Qapla'!
Martok sends word from the QuVat system. It is not good news.
It's that kind of day.
New rifts are opening, and the Elachi are sending fleets to attack from them. I failed the people of QuVat once. I will not fail them again.
Elachi on top of... Okay, what's the plan?
Inform our allies and ask them to assemble at QuVat. We will meet at Martok's coordinates. Together, we can defeat the Elachi and save the people of QuVat.
As a reminder, QuVat was Ja'ula's birthplace and a target of an attack from Ja'ula's mycelial weapon. In hindsight, it was Akar's orders to fire on the colony, but Ja'ula still played a role. The House Korath fleet will remain here for the time being, as they've got their own leaders to confer with, but our pool of fealty is growing. We arrive at QuVat and see a battle is already underway. Awaiting for us in system is also the Rataran.
There are still a few ships defending the system, but they are outnumbered by the enemy.
Yes, it appears the use of the weapon has caused instabilities in subspace. More Elachi could pour through at any time.
Martok is here, but where are our allies? Why did they not answer the call to arms?
Probably because of the pounding they both took earlier.
Have patience! The warriors of House Kang had to return to their vessels. House Korath's fleet was decimated by Akar's virus.
Exactly. Even you Klingon warriors need to take a minute to catch your breath. They'll be here, don't worry.
Yes, but they will respond, for they are Klingon. They gave their word, and they will honor it. It falls to us to hold the line and keep the Elachi at bay until they arrive. Qapla'!
Let's do this. The rings of QuVat pave the road for us to follow as we sweep down them towards the battle with the extra-dimensional invaders. It's a shame that this conflict is even happening at all, as it was Ja'ula's weapon that drives the Elachi insane and causes them to act out in hostility. The Elachi vessels are tied to the mycelial realm, and can utilise it to perform spore jumps, displaying that capability perhaps even before Starfleet thought it was a good idea to start poking at mushrooms.
I know your face. You are Ja'ula of House Mokai. Your craven weapon scarred QuVat and killed many Klingons. Why are you here? Do you come to atone for your crimes?
In a way, yes. I have come to defend the birth world of my mother from these attacks. My allies and I pledge to stop the Elachi and seal these rifts forever.
And how am I to know that this is not more of your Mokai treachery? Honeyed words meant to deceive and ensnare before the killing blow?
You have my word of honor, warrior. Mine and the word of General Martok. I trust that will be sufficient.
I have heard that you walked among us once again, L'Rell. It pleases me to see the rumors are true. If you and Martok are willing to fight at Ja'ula's side, I will do so as well.
A good decision, Captain Qu'vat. Now, on to matters at hand.
Now, you say you come to help with these rifts. There is one nearby. Show us that your word has value here, Ja'ula. Close the rift now.
I believe what you need now is someone with a ship capable of intense scientific feats and with extensive experience in closing these rifts. But oh, where will you find such a vessel and crew if only we knew someone? It's alright, I'm on it. Like many of the others we have encountered, this one ripples like a lake's surface in space. We prepare the main deflector and begin the bombardment to close the subspace rift.
2 more rifts have opened nearby!
Where? I don't see any. Wait. Oh. However, as we approach these, more Elachi vessels erupt from them. I suspect they may have found a way of opening them from the other side. The timing was a bit too convenient, after all. We defeat the ships that came out, and then use the silence afterwards to close the rift. 2 down, 1 to go.
Reading a new rift opening, much larger than before.
We must investigate it at once!
Oh god, it's like playing whack-a-mole, except the whack-a-mole just took a lot of steroids, got jacked and came back with a mallet of his own. We close in over the rift that is about 3-4 times the size of the ones we just closed. Angry lances of energy flash out from it. It looks like this one's going to be a monster.
This new rift is a lot larger and more powerful than any we have seen so far. Are we going to be able to close it?
Alright, Martok. Temet gave me a lot of scientific sounding stuff, so I'll simplify it for you. I don't know. Its composition is different and we're going to need to run scans. So, we do. We start scanning every inch of it to see what the hell we can do about it.
Well, out with it. Can we close it or not?
Well, I had a theory earlier, and like any good hypothesis, you want it vetted. Adet, do your sensors read the same?
They do. I am reading 2 signals from the other side of the rift. One is using a heavily encrypted Elachi code. The other is using code unique to House Mokai.
Yeah. How much tech did you guys leave in the mycelial network?
I believe someone has acquired some of the Mokai tech from our earlier incursions into the mycelial realm and modified it. They are using it to create these rifts.
Yeah. You see, Starfleet kind of has rules about tidying up after yourself, and this is kind of one of the reasons why. Look, if it's your tech, at least tell me you can shut it off.
I have tried several times. The command systems are not recognizing the orders.
Right, so yeah, if we can't shut it from this side...
We will not be able to do much more from here. The solution to this problem lies within the mycelial network.
I was worried you'd say that.
You and I will lead a team into the mycelial network and attempt to contact our allies there. Perhaps the Jasep or the liberated Elachi can assist us. Failing that, we will need to find a solution to the problem ourselves within the network.
Yeah, I don't like it, but agreed.
Bringing a resolution to this conflict with the Elachi will be difficult, Ja'ula. But I believe you will find a way to do so. Go now. We will wait for you here and defend QuVat from any further attacks. Kapla!
We return to this mycelial realm, where we have visited before to see the same corruption and yield tree growths afflicting the ecosystem around here. The angry red glow marking out the contaminated areas. It looks like it's spread.
This is what it was like before, when my forces attacked. I was a fool, blind with rage. I am not proud of this. Then, the task to restore order fell upon your shoulders. Now, that responsibility belongs to me.
I mean, I'm pretty certain I'm going to be the one pushing buttons, but yeah, sure, it's on you. You're helping. Good job. Let's fix this, shall we?
I am reading several Elachi life signs nearby. They appear to be in an agitated state. I doubt they will be willing or able to help us. Get ready to fight! I am also picking up an Elachi communication relay on the tricorder. Perhaps we can use it to send a message to our allies within the mycelial realm.
Our last visit culminated in a former Romulan, now Elachi called Tarsev, who offered to help us contain the corruption and hostile Elachi. Hopefully we can draw on his experiences to help us down here.
Elachi! They were waiting to attack!
The hostile Elachi will attempt to attack anything not native to the realm, including us, so we have to put them down.
I do not read any Elachi life signs in the area. Look there. Those lights. Those are the filaments used for transport here, yes? They connect different parts of the mycelial realm.
That they are, yes. We've used them before.
We should be able to use this to reach the next island and continue our search for the comms relay. The communication relay lies ahead. If my readings are accurate, we can use it to trigger a signal. Something that our allies among the liberated Elachi will notice.
Okay, I'm certain I can modify that to attract their attention. Unfortunately, it might draw others. Be wary.
Our signal was received, but not by our allies.
we're forced to fend off more of the insane Elachi that are drawn to our tampering.
No response. We need to boost the signal. Let us continue onward. We may find a stronger relay station deeper within the realm. There. Do you see it? Another Elachi comms relay just ahead. Perhaps we can use it to boost our signal and make contact with the liberated Elachi.
Sounds about right, but as before, this area is crawling with the corrupted. Sure enough, they lie in ambush ahead, their lanky forms and fluorescent colours camouflaging them in the busy undergrowth.
Look, that Elachi doesn't seem corrupted like the others.
And she's not talking about my crewman Satosh, but one I think I recognise. I believe this is Tarsiv. He approaches from the undergrowth.
Jolan True, my friend. You are fortunate I received your last transmission. I see that you travel with the criminal, Ja'ula. This is most unusual. Please, explain yourself.
Yes, I can see how this looks strange, but believe it or not, she is trying to apparently make amends for everything, and she has been making progress on that. Look, there's a massive rift out there, and we need your help to close it.
If you do not trust me, Elachi, trust in your friend's judgment. I am here to help. We believe there are others using modified versions of my tech to create a massive rift. Our attempts to shut it down have not been successful. Perhaps, by working together, we can close the rift and put an end to the spread of corruption here.
See? I've been watching her and she seems sincere in trying to undo the damage she's done. I don't know if she can offset it all. Good deeds, bad deeds, and the balance and everything. But at least she's trying. For now, at least, she is not your enemy.
This would explain why our efforts to neutralize the corruption have failed. We did not have the information on your tech we needed. Ja'ula, if you give me your word of honor, I will assist your realm once more.
I give you my word of honor as a Klingon warrior and the leader of my house. We will fight at your side and work together to make things right in this place.
Yeah, there you go. Good enough. And if not, at least, Starfleet's here as well, so there's that.
Very well. We must move quickly. The corrupted ones have sent a fleet of considerable strength through it to attack your realm, and are preparing more vessels to strike.
So, do you guys have, shipyards in? That's not important. Lead the way.
There is a device nearby that we can use to destabilize the rift. Come, I will show you the way. A shaper lies ahead. It is a device that uses spore mist to alter the terrain and the environment.
Okay. How does that help?
We can reconfigure this device to release a wave of energized spore mist. The wave will cleanse the corruption from the mycelium as it flows throughout the realm.
Right, and that'll reverse the corruption, but what'll it do to the rift?
It will begin to destabilize, eventually reaching a point where it can be closed. Be advised, the corrupted ones are using the Shaper to maintain the rift. They will defend it to the death.
I'll be honest, I've kind of resigned myself to that fact at this point. So, our goal is to get Ja'ula and Tarsiv there so that together they can modify this Shaper to reverse the damage and destabilize the rift. The liberated Elachi could not do this before because they didn't understand the Mokai tech, but the insane ones have cracked it. As we were told, the area is defended, and more waves of insane Elachi will spawn in as we wipe them out.
Good. We can now use the Shaper to undo the madness of the corrupted ones.
I'm sorry, we? So you're working together?
Yes. Myself and Ja'ula. She will deal with her tech, while I deal with that of the corrupted ones. Working together, we can enable the reconfiguration process and destabilize the rift. Remain vigilant, for the corrupted ones will return, and in force. You must defend us while we reconfigure the Shaper.
So this is a long battle where the Elachi will constantly attack in waves of increasing intensity the further we progress. At various points we have to return to the console in the centre and activate a third panel that the others can't get at, all the while protecting Ja'ula and Tarsev.
Quickly, use the other console to unlock the next set of modifications. Move to the next console and unlock it. Now, activate the final sequence at the console on the far side of the machine.
By the end, there are a lot of Elachi and half my crew is down, so I focus on getting the job done. A surge of blue energy erupts from the device, and all the Elachi, corrupted or not, fall still.
It worked. The wave is cleansing the realm of corruption, and the rift is beginning to destabilize.
And to my astonishment, that appears to include the corrupted Elachi. So, what happens now, Tarsev?
I will return with you to your realm. The liberated Elachi wish to bring an end to such incursions to our realm, and I believe I can help you with that task.
You know what? That's an unexpected offer, but it would be most welcome.
Very well. Let us return to your ship now. The window for safe transport back to your realm is closing soon.
Oh! There was a time limit. Ah, I would like to have known that before I... You know what? Never mind. We return from our brief dive into the mycelial realm and rendezvous with our ships.
Kavan, I see your efforts were successful. Adetpa tells me we will be able to close the rift soon.
Yes, we instigated a destabilization on the other side. When that hits a critical level, we can then close the rift from this.
Very well. Until that time comes, we must defend QuVat and face the Elachi in battle.
Yes, I thought as much. I suppose our allies haven't shown themselves yet.
We have detected several Klingon vessels on long-range sensors. They are approaching at high warp, but we do not know if they are friends or foes.
Too far out then. Even if they are friendly, they're not going to be here immediately, so it falls to us to keep the Elachi occupied. Well, all hands to battle stations. Let's make it count. We close in on the rift as the Elachi ships surge out, and we are outnumbered and outgunned. Our goal is merely survival for now. The Elachi ships can generate a massive field that can take time to charge, but will pulverize the vessel caught within one. We managed to take one hit, but I do not want that to happen again. On top of this, they employ tractor drones to hold us in place, and they're horribly effective. With the mobility of the Elachi ships, however, granted by their spore jumps, it's not long before the battle drifts away from the rift, and it coincides with a hail from Tarsev.
The rift has destabilized to a point where it can be closed from this side.
Good, we're on it.
I recommend haste. The corrupted ones have a large fleet moving to exit the rift as we speak.
As I said, I'm on it.
Watch out! An Elachi fleet made it out before the rift closed!
Ah, damn it. Okay, back in we go then. Ouch! Could really use some reinforcements about now.
The call to arms was given, and House Kang has responded.
House Korath stands with you as well. Kabla!
Ah, you finally show up. Well, I suppose you can have the stragglers. You know what? I think it's time to press home our advantage. Attack pattern, Chevron 1. With that, the maglocks are disengaged and the corridors sealed, power grids uncoupled, and the saucer separation is complete. As a result, the Armiger's secondary battle hull increases in mobility while the saucer section relies on its powerful impulse engines to maneuver at greater freedom too. Together with our House Kang and Korath reinforcements, we're able to stem the advance of the Elachi and overcome the odds that were so heavily against us. final Elachi vessel consumed by a barrage of quantum torpedoes, we initiate the recall system.
Victory is ours! The Elachi have been driven from the system, and QuVat is secure once more.
Yes, and you know what? News of this victory will spread. L'Rell's reunification idea is already catching. See what happens with a little cooperation and diplomacy?
Yes, to friends and foes alike. After today, more allies will join forces with us, along with House Kang and House Korath.
Indeed, we got the ball rolling and started a reputation, but we will need more allies to take on Jimpok himself.
I have received word from my contacts among the Orions and the Gorn. They stand ready to join us when the time comes.
Okay, for a second I thought you were going to say they need help with something as well. Jeez, don't. Okay, that's good to hear.
The free Elachi will join the fight as well. We desire an end to this conflict, and to the usage of the mycelial weapon.
That is something I completely understand.
Tarsev, I would speak with you later about a mycelial matter. For now, however, I believe we all have to prepare for the last campaign. Soon, the time will come to face Jimpok and his forces in battle.
Indeed, and the Emperor sits on his throne at Kronos, and he's not leaving anytime soon. Funny. Back in 23rd century, I used to wonder if the battle would end on Kronos or Earth. Just never thought I'd be attacking the Klingon homeworld, surrounded by Klingons. We leave the QuVat system and open a comm to L'Rell to confirm our next steps.
Word of our deeds is spreading throughout the Empire. More allies stand ready to fight at our side, but we cannot rest easy. The mad Emperor will retaliate with all the forces he can muster. While it is said that revenge is a dish that is best served cold, we should expect the unexpected from Jimpok. In his madness, he will be unpredictable. In his desperation, he may commit unthinkable acts to avenge his losses. I feel the final days of this war are upon us, but I know from experience that those days can be terrible to face. We can only follow the example of Kalish and fight with honor.
So, the Emperor awaits on the Klingon homeworld, and we set a course. The final push will come soon, and hopefully an end to this Klingon division. Until then, we wait. And thank you for joining me as we continue to explore the growing narrative of Star Trek Online. I hope to see you back for the next part. And until then, I've been Rick. Thanks again for watching. Qapla' and goodbye.